Oh, hello, 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 hello. Is there anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home? In the days of the seventh trump. What? Huh? In the days of the seventh angel? What? That's kind of weird, isn't it? I thought that was a fascinating little phrase when I don't know, I've probably read it many times. And then all of a sudden, one day I read it again and it seemed to like make sense, that it was kind of profound. Bear with me a second here. I want to screen share with you. Follow with me if you could. This is Revelation chapter 10. This is a chapter that we tend to just kind of fly through. Although it says many fascinating things. Like, I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book, and he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot he set upon the earth. And he cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. And when he had cried, seven thunders uttered their voices. And when the seven thunders uttered their voices, I was about to write that down, what they said. I heard a voice from heaven saying, seal up those things that the seven thunders uttered, and write them not. And the angel which I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to heaven, and he sweared by him that liveth forever. Now this is a gigantic angel. He's got one foot on the ocean and one foot on the earth, and his mighty arm is up in the air with his swords pointing tall, man. And he swears by him that liveth forever, who created heaven and the things that therein are, and the earth and the things that therein are, and the sea and the things that therein are, that there should be time no longer. And what this really means is it's going to move along from this point on. This is the end. This is building up to the finale. What's about to happen is going to happen in quick succession. And then what we actually see in the order of things is when he does sound, at the same time, all of the bowls are being poured out. And everything ends at the same time. But verse 7, this is so interesting. Verse 7, but in the days, plural. You know, sometimes it's so easy to just fly by as we read and not stop to think about things, but consider, we've got seals, we got trumpets, we got vials, but especially when we get to the vials are poured out in quick succession. Boom, 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 boom. But the seals and the trumpets, that's what he's talking about when time should be no longer. It actually means there's not going to be any delay. Boom, this is it. That's literally what it means. Things are about to happen in super quick succession. The end is coming fast. So we see that there's days of the voice of the seventh angel. Now, how many times when we read through these things do we see the first seal open, the second seal open, the third seal open, the first trump sound, the second trump sound, the third such? Now, as far as the trumpets and seals are concerned, these events take much longer in the whole scope of time. I would imagine that if we go from opening of the first seal, where the Antichrist has to come forth, you see, he's got to be prepared for. He's already going to be in the background, working right now. I would say, setting up his power structure, founding himself with good people underneath him that he can trust. I would say he's hard at work. Although that first seal has probably not opened yet. He's getting set up for it. But after it does open, there's got to be a lot that happens. He's going to be around for quite a while. There's quite a few events that are going to take place in his presence. So, that first seal, we could say that first seal is going to last possibly years. Most assuredly many months, at the very least. Then the trumpets will probably be a little bit closer together in succession. But the vials, no doubt, is just boom, 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 one after another in an amount of days, at the very most days, and they're done. So we have the interesting phrase, in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets. So we see there's days of the voice of the seventh angel when he's going to begin to sound. Now, this is the trumpets 1 through 6 have already sounded by this point. Chapter 11 picks it up with the seventh trump. So trumpets 1 through 6 have already happened by this point. So chances are there were quote unquote days of the first trump, days of the second trump, and so on. And who knows, it could have been weeks or months of each. We don't know. But we do know that they're periods of time. They last for periods of time. So it's not just a thing like you open the first seal and that's done. Boom, it's over. You open the second seal, boom, it's over. It's said and done. Open third seal, boom, it's said and done. No, you've got consequences of everything that is still continuing on down as the second seal is opening back up. As the third seal is opening, the first and second seals are still working. As the fourth seal opens up and the first trump starts, the second, third, and fourth, the other seals that happened before them are still working. And it's going to go on like that down through the seals and the trumpets and the vials to the very end, when you have your seventh trumpet about to sound, your vials begin to pour out in quick succession. So anyway, we see there are days of the voices of these angels. These things are going to take place during periods of time, and there's ramifications, and this is real life that we're talking about. Real life doesn't just happen, it's not a series of unaffiliated events. Our day is fluid. We go from one event to another, to another, to another, to another. We go from one situation to another, to another, to another, to another. But they all take time. They all take time to deal with. Some schemes can take months to bring to pass. Some can take many, many years. Some can take seconds or days. So The thing to remember is these are periods of time that we're going to have to live through, and there's actual events. There really is going to be a war on the saints. Now, all of this isn't to make you fear. All of this is to kind of like bring us all to a reality check. Now, we have the grace of God going into all of this, but we've got to prepare ourselves in prayer and mentally and emotionally for the things that are starting to come on the world, my friend. We've got to. So, if I could leave you with a little bit of encouragement, it would be this. Watch and pray. Prepare your souls. Steel yourselves for the things that we can see coming on the horizon. Look at recent events. Did you ever think you would see what we see today? Did you ever? Watch and pray, because evil men and seducers really are waxing worse and worse within the church and without. There really is that war on the saints coming, and you can smell it in the air. Christians, we're not afraid. We're Christians, we don't close our eyes. We're Christians, we're not intimidated. We're Christians, we're children of the Lion of the tribe of Judah. You know, I didn't choose this name Lionheart because I'm lion-hearted. I chose this name because I want to have the heart of the lion. God said David was a man after his own heart. I hope and pray that somehow, some way, you can say the same of me. Lord, who am I? As wicked as I am, I could never be that, but I want to be that. I could never be a David, but let the weak say, I am strong. Let those that are weak have the heart of a David and have the heart of his mighty men. Have the courage to stand against the tide. Stand against the political correctness when people are lined up and really want to make you run a gauntlet. These are periods of time that we're going to have to live through. They're not things that are just open and said and done, ho-hum. We're talking utter destruction. Horrendous, ugly, pitiful things. So bad that the hearts of many will fail for the fear of it all. But those that are faint of heart, take heart. The faintest of heart is made strong in our weakness by Christ. So God bless you, my friends. I love you. This is Eric, and we are gone. Peace, my friends. I love you very much.